Is everybody good? So just to set a quick expectation before we begin, obviously we're still actively investigating a critical incident in the city. The purpose of today, for this press conference, is to share a lot of the same information we've already shared in written form, but I understand that our local media partners have their foundation in audio and video, so we wanted to offer an opportunity for Chief DeWolf to make those remarks specifically to you so you can capture the data and the video and the audio that you need to help support your stories. So with that, I'll turn it over right to the Chief of Police, Daniel DeWolf.
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm joined here by the Mayor, Carmelo Mantello, and the Chief Assistant District Attorney, Matt Hoff. As Chief Barker stated, pretty much I'm going to read the statement that we already gave out. There'll be a little bit of extra information on there, but as he said, I wanted to give you an opportunity to have some kind of FaceTime. So the Troy Police Department is currently investigating an officer-involved shooting. The incident occurred in the overnight hours around 12 a.m. this morning. Officers received an emergency call for service from a community member who reported observing a male with a handgun near 10th Street and Jacob Street. A nearby officer responded directly to the caller to obtain more information, and other responding officers observed an individual in the area of 5th Avenue and Jacob Street who matched the description provided by the caller. Officers paused and observed the suspect, confirming the description provided by the initial caller. The officers then exited their vehicle in an attempt to interview the suspect. However, the suspect fled on foot and officers pursued. The suspect ran through a parking area on the south side of 431 River Street and towards a loading dock area on the south side of the building. For those of you that aren't familiar with 431 River Street, it is the building immediately south of City Hall. And there's a big parking lot there, so it's between Browns and City Hall. Officers observed the suspect laying on the ground in the area of the loading dock. The officers paused and provided verbal commands from a short distance away in an attempt to take the suspect into custody. The suspect appeared to begin complying with the commands, and then suddenly the suspect fired a handgun at the responding Troy police officers. Troy police officers returned fire and struck the suspect. The Troy Fire Department was requested immediately for emergency medical services. They were asked to stage behind Browns until we secured the scene. Officers continued to provide verbal commands to the suspect and then approached once the suspect no longer held the firearm. Officers began providing emergency medical aid, and the Troy Fire Department personnel arrived and continued that treatment. The suspect was transported to a local area hospital for further treatment. He remains in critical but stable condition. No officers were struck by gunfire, thankfully. Detectives and evidence technicians are conducting a follow-up investigation, and the suspect's handgun was recovered at the scene. The involved members were equipped with body-worn cameras and fleet vehicle cameras that both contain evidence of the incident. I personally am grateful for the training and tactics utilized by personnel throughout this response. From the initial call for service, the emergency medical aid provided to the suspect, and efforts throughout the ongoing investigation. As Chief of Police, I am consistently impressed by the dedicated efforts performed daily by our members to keep our city safe. We are also grateful to the members of the Troy Fire Department, Rensselaer County Bureau of Emergency Services telecommunicators, local area medical staff who assisted in the response, and the community member that took the time to call 911 and alert us of this. The Troy Police Department administration has been in communication with the Rensselaer County District Attorney's Office regarding this incident, and that's why we have Mr. Hoff here with us. And I'm asking the public that if they have any information regarding the incident, to please contact the Troy Police Detectives at 270-4421 or report online at troypd.org. Specifically, to the members of the public, if you have any exterior video surveillance in the following areas, please consider contacting our detectives. This would be on 10th Street between Jacob and Eagle, and on Jacob Street between 10th Street and River Street. Again, our detectives can be contacted by calling 518-270-4421 or reporting online at troypd.org. As the investigation progresses, we'll continue to provide updates as significant developments occur. So that's about all there is now. The investigation is still, pretty much in its infancy, but I do believe that there'll be more developments, and we'll be able to answer some questions and provide you some more information in the coming days. But pretty much, that's it for now. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to put that out personally rather than just in a statement form. So.
Chief, how are your officers doing?
Our officers they're currently out for a couple days as protocol. We have our peer support team and one of our captains that's trained in like a mental health response, stress response team is dealing with them and speaking with them, and they're doing pretty well considering everything that happened. So physically they're okay, but you know, they need some time to decompress, and I'm just very thankful that they're okay. You know, well, 3 chiefs and a whole bunch of the officers and detectives were there last night, and I'm just very proud of our department and the great job that everyone did collectively throughout this investigation. And as the investigation continues, like I said, we'll update you with some more information. That's about all I have for now.
What about the suspect, Chief? Can you tell us about the suspect? He had heard a rumor that he was released out of Albany after it was on a gun charge in September. Is that true?
I'm not really able to speak of that at this point, but I'm sure that I will have more information for you. I'm not completely sure about that at this point, so I'm not going to really speak to that. I just pretty much wanted to keep to the statement for now.
What about his name?
And we're not going to release the name at this
How
point.
many officers were there? How many officers were there when the shooting occurred?
There were probably about 7 total that were on scene. So,
How many times was the suspect hit?
yeah, we're not going to answer any of that. That's what not yet. You know what I mean? At some point, at the conclusion of the investigation, I mean, he's still at the hospital. They're still, you know, doing medical procedures with him, and we're conducting our investigation. So when we have more information, then I'll be able to share that with you all. And that's it.
How many officers do you have out there? Steve, how many officers?
So again, I definitely appreciate your partnership today. As you've mentioned, as I've mentioned, there's still a lot of questions that we all want the answers to. Currently, we have detectives throughout our area trying to gather the evidence and the answers to those questions. As soon as we get confirmed information, you all have my email. I will get it directly to you, any of those significant updates. So I'll follow up I will follow up with you as we get that additional information. But that'll be it for now. I appreciate you coming out.
When was the last time an officer discharged?
Hey, Steve, how come you put out less information now than the department did under the previous chiefs?
Have you guys been releasing the body cam footage or redacted version of the body cam footage?
We'll probably discuss that with corporation counsel and stuff. So that'll be a discussion, but I can't say whether or not we're going to do it right now as we stand here.
Well, Dan, can you describe what the body cam footage shows in terms of the incident
It shows the incident.
and what's happening?
Yeah, I said that this is all we're going to do for today. Okay? We're not going to get into a back and forth. I'm going to have more information for you in the future. Today, that's all we have.